What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the Get Back. I'm Daniel, and this is going to be our predictions for the WWE Elimination Chamber pay-per-view coming up on Saturday, February 28th. Let's get right into it. We're going to start with the first match, which I think is going to be on the card. It's going to be the Women's Royal Rumble. I think this is a tougher rumble to predict than the men's. You have some great talent in here: Rhea Ripley, Asuka, Tiffany Stratton, and Alexa Bliss. Kiana James, Raquel Rodriguez, and Keanu James, I think I already said. I think it's going to be a great match. I think it's going to be a great chamber. I think it's going to be a lot of cool moments and spots. The winner will face Jade Cargill at WrestleMania because Liv picked Stephanie Vaquer. I think this is, again, a tougher match to predict. I think the answer becomes clearer because of what just happened on SmackDown just now. Again, this is recorded on, well, now it is Saturday the 28th, but I think it's a tough match to predict. I think you could go Tiffany and Jade again, run that back for WrestleMania. That'll make sense. Kiana would be a surprise. I think it's going to happen. Alexa Bliss would be a big surprise. That could be a fun story. I don't think it's going to be Asuka. I don't think it's going to be Raquel. I think if they were going to do Raquel, they would have saved that for later. I think right now the pick is Rhea Ripley. I think it just makes sense. She just lost the tag titles with Io. I think she needs somebody to fight at Mania. You cannot have Rhea on the card for Mania, so it makes sense for her to be there. You put her and Jade together. Why not? Two powerhouse women fighting. I think it makes total sense. I think it completely helps the card. I think you could also throw Charlotte into the mix as well, make it a triple threat. That's kind of been what they've been leaning and teasing towards. So I don't mind that either. Having Charlotte, Jade, and Rhea as a triple threat, that's not a bad idea. But yeah, I think when you look at the chamber match, I think Rhea makes the most sense, especially since she just lost the tag titles. I think you give her something. You need her at Mania, so you give her something to do for Mania. So yeah, I like this pick for Rhea. I think it makes total sense. I think it's gonna be a great match. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of cool spots. But I think overall, I think Rhea will win. Moving on, I think we're going to move to. Let's do AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for the IC title, because I think you could go in both directions here. I think while this feud maybe hasn't been what everybody wanted it to be, I think you have a moment where you can I think you have to make it a bit longer, and I think you have to make it last until Mania. And there's one thing we know about Triple H: he loves keeping feuds going for as long as possible, even though we don't want him to. But I do think because it's a hometown crowd for AJ Lee, I think she has a lot of people behind her. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think AJ Lee does win. I think she does kind of get the belt off Becky, and they have their rematch at WrestleMania. I think that makes sense. I think that's a perfect plan going forward for the two of them. If there's gonna be a spot for her to win it, it'd be here at the Chamber. I think AJ Lee is kind of in that position where she can do that. I think either way, but at the same time, I think you could also have the argument for Becky retaining, and for Becky kind of being the ultimate heel and winning underhandedly, and giving her more heat as a heel. Her winning would make sense. I think it would make their feud last longer till Mania if she does win underhanded. I think either way, they have a rematch at WrestleMania. So I don't think you can go wrong with either pick here. I just think there's always seems to be like a hometown crowd favorite for a title change. And I think this would be the moment that they would do it. For AJ Lee, giving her that hometown crowd boost and getting them happy. Making the hometown fans happy. I think it'd be cool also to have, Punk and AJ Lee being, the champion couple and sticking it to Becky and Seth even more. Would kind of be a fun story to tell. So I think it seems more fun if AJ Lee wins. It's kind of where I'm going with this. I think it's a more fun moment and a more fun kind of experiment story going forward if AJ Lee wins. But I can understand Becky winning and her getting mega heel heat and carrying that into Mania. So that makes sense as well. So, but I do think AJ Lee will win. I think it'll be a lot of fun if she does. Then we'll move on to CM Punk versus Finn Balor. I'll keep this short. CM Punk probably is going to win. I don't see a world in which they do Roman Reigns and Finn Balor for the world title. But I don't see a world where Punk loses his belt in Chicago. That would be the biggest ball drop of the century if Triple H did that. I mean, I would give him credit for it, but that would be insane. But I think Punk wins. I do think they're going to do Finn and Dom for the title at Mania. This will help set that up. I think Dom might cost Finn the match accidentally. That will leave the kind of Finn leaving the group a little bit, leaving the Judgment Day, and going off on his own and challenging for the IC title against Dom. But I think these two will have a killer match. It'll be a dynamite match. They have great chemistry. They've proven that before. So I do think that going forward, this will be a really fun two pair between Finn and CM Punk. But I do think Punk will win. I don't see a world where he loses his belt in Chicago, the pay-per-view before WrestleMania, where he's being booked as the main event. I'm willing to put a house on it. I don't see CM Punk losing. And if he does, shout out Triple H, you have bigger balls than I can ever imagine, because that would be insane. It would be the most insane thing to do. To have CM Punk lose in Chicago his world title belt to Finn Balor. Credit Finn Balor, I love him, he's a great wrestler. I don't see him winning, and even if he does win, I don't see how it helps him, especially in Chicago and him. It won't work. It won't work. It won't work. And then moving on to the main event, the men's chamber with Randy Orton, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Rick Williams, and Jey Uso, but not Jey Uso anymore because Jey Uso has been taken out of the chamber match, and is being replaced by Logan Paul. I want to be fun. I want to be, we could make it interesting, we go Logan Paul, him and Drew have they have a little bit of beef with the Vision and stuff like that. Randy Orton and Drew have history. Maybe we give it to the young guy, Javon Evans. It'd be a fun story. It's going to be Cody Rhodes. It's going to be Cody Rhodes. I'm sorry. He's the guy. He's the company. He's going to WrestleMania to fight for a world title. It's Cody Rhodes. Like, Cody Rhodes is winning this match. I don't want this to be the boring predictions. This is what the card is. It's gonna be boring and predictable. I don't see them changing up now, a month before WrestleMania. I don't. I think they want to book as much of their star power here now, and you do that by making Cody Rhodes in that main event scene against Drew McIntyre. You just do. Now, could you branch out other storylines from this? Absolutely. I think Logan Paul maybe gets attacked by the Masked Man, who may not get revealed to be somebody. Maybe Seth Rollins. Maybe. We'll see. And I think, maybe Jacob Fatu plays a factor. Maybe he costs somebody a chance. Maybe Randy Orton could be a surprise winner, and they set up that fatal four-way. It could be a situation where Javon screws Cody, Randy wins. Or not Javon, I'm sorry. Jacob Fatu screws Cody, Randy wins, and Cody forces himself into that picture. Jacob gets pissed, and they kind of insert themselves and get that fatal four-way for the world title. I can see that happening. I don't see a world. Trick and Javon are fun. I think they'll be great additions. I think they'll be a lot of fun. LA Knight would be obviously, the pick, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. I don't see a world where it's not Cody Rhodes. I don't. I think it makes sense. I think Again, he's the guy. I could see a storyline where Jacob Fatu enters the match and he kind of disrupts things and he kind of screws Cody over and opens the door maybe for Randy Orton or like an LA Knight. But again, I don't see that happening right now. I think that could be something to explore later on down the line if Jacob Fatu wants to get involved. Maybe it's something that they do later. And maybe Sami Zayn throws his name into the hat. Maybe. I don't know. I think Cody's winning. I think there's a lot of different paths you can go down storyline wise after the card. I think in terms of the card itself, I think Cody winning makes the most sense. I think the match is going to be fun. It's a chamber. It's a great moment. It's a great match. It's a great everything. I think the main thing is you need to get your star powers booked for Mania because you need to sell tickets. You need to get Rhea Ripley on that card and you need to get Cody Rhodes on that card. This is just how you do it. You set up AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. That's how you do it. You set up Finn Balor and Dom. That's how you do it. And you get Punk versus Reigns. Like, I think it's too close to Mania to make changes, and I think it's gonna be the boring pay-per-view where everything just is okay. Yeah, we kind of what we expected. I don't see unexpected stuff happening. I don't. I think it's gonna be a very boring pay-per-view. Not in terms of the match itself, but in terms of the results. I think it's gonna be expected. It'll be fun in Chicago. It'll be a great crowd, great matches all around. But I think overall, it's gonna be a boring prediction. This is a boring prediction. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I want to be different. I want to be cool. I want to be edgy. I don't see anything crazy happening. I don't. But that's been me. If you like this content, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Who you think's gonna win? Who you think's gonna, go to Mania? Who do you think is going to fight who at Mania? If you have any other opinions, put it in the comments down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, check out other content. Check out the main show coming on Sunday. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Check out casual streams. Those are really fun. Yeah. Overall, if you like this content, subscribe, follow social media. Let's Get Back Sports. Go follow us over there. And yeah. This has been a WWE Elimination Chamber prediction video. I've been Daniel, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.